All right. Welcome everyone to another live stream. Hopefully everything should be working fine. Hopefully all of you are doing great. We have probably around 45 minutes for this live stream. It's a late one. I did have a lot of stuff to get into today in my, with a bunch of personal stuff. So now I'm free for 45 minutes. We're going to have a nice live stream. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at some altcoins. If you'd like, you can start sending some requests. And if you're watching this as a recording, then feel free to leave some comments for what you'd like me to take a look at in the next live stream. But for now, let's just take a look at Bitcoin real quick and see what's going on. I want to take a look at this chart here. So this is a clear chart for Bitcoin on the weekly. As you can see, we are hovering above the 55 EMA. We've covered this multiple times over the past few months. We've talked about the 55 EMA. We've given many examples of us bouncing off the 55 EMA during the previous bull market. Back in 2021, during May/July, we had a nice bounce off of the 55. From there, we moved up into the final leg up of the bull market. And before that, we had a bounce here in 2018 off of the 55, and then we had one in September 2019. Let's see if we have any other. That's pretty much it. Now, the other trend line that I would add here, in case we have a flash crash and a significant correction, is the 100 EMA. So that is the white trend line there. That would be a major level for us to hold if we have a flash crash, if we have some sort of a black swan event. So that's sitting at roughly $45,800. The ideal scenario for me is to hold the 55 EMA as support and for the EMAs to come closer together and for us to essentially consolidate in between the two EMAs, with subsequently breaking out towards the end of this year. We'll take a look at Shrapnel. Welcome everyone who's joining in. Feel free to send in your altcoin requests and let me know what are your predictions for Bitcoin in this bull market. Do you think it's going above 150? Do you think we're going past 200? Some people think we're going past 250. So it's interesting to see people's perspectives and projections, but I tend to stay conservative. So if we zoom out and we take a look at the Fibonacci retracement that I've added to the chart, so it's from the, so it's from this bottom, from the bear market bottom, which is November 2022, all the way up to the May 2021 top, or sorry, the November 2021 top. There you go. And our technical target based on this fib is going to be $150,000. Now, I do have a different chart, which I can show you, where we highlight the previous cycles and how the Fibonacci retracements behaved in the previous cycles. We've done this multiple times. So for example, we have this fib here. Let's see. Actually, I don't think this is the chart that I was talking about. Okay, it was this one. So right now we're on the weekly, and you can see the previous bull market, we got to the 1.618. That was based on this touch and this touch here. So we did the same thing for this cycle. We took the bear market bottom, we took the bull market top, and we're looking at $150 roughly $1,000. Now, that does not mean that I will be holding my entire bags until 150,000. I'm going to be selling on the way up. My patrons will be getting all of those trade alerts first, just like they're getting them right now if I'm buying anything. If you want to take a look at my Patreon, here is there will be a link down below in the description, but you can see we have these are just some of the things that we offer on Patreon. We also have a 7-day free trial for anyone joining in. If we go to the membership section, you can see the double top tier here is for free for 7 days. So you can get access to all of my content and then decide for yourself whether you want to stick around or not. But going back to the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, if we zoom out and we take a look at what's going on, we're still printing higher lows. We're still printing higher highs. This is a healthy correction. We've given many comparisons with the 2021 correction of 56%. during that summer, while right now we only corrected approximately 32%, and right now we're sitting at a 27% or so correction. So it's not the end of the world. It's not something that we can't recover from. We've gone through worse corrections, obviously, and what we're looking for right now is for the wave 4 to be printed, which is the fourth wave of the Elliott wave structure. This is the second corrective wave of the structure. So we had the first one, which was the second the second wave, and then the wave 3, obviously the biggest wave out there, and then we have our wave 5 right now that we're hopefully going to start printing from the end of this year. Now, when does this correction end? One theory that we could have proposed is based on the FOMC meeting and the fact that we're going to start cutting interest rates in September. I think everyone is pretty much aware of this. We're going to have our first interest rate cut. If it's going to be 0.5%, that is going to be massive. I think the markets will pump significantly. If it's a 0.25%, we could even have that priced in before the FOMC meeting. So we have roughly 10 days to go. Could we have a pump beforehand to price that, potential pump before the actual meeting? It could happen. If we don't have a pump beforehand, we could have a short-term reaction to the cut of the interest rates. And after that, we might have a retracement, but the long-term effect of that cut will be seen over the next few, 6 to 12 months. If we look at the stock market and we look at all the cuts that we've had over the past 100 years, then you can see that the markets tend to start recovering after a year, I believe. So it takes 12 months for us to start pumping, but that's the S&P 500. How will crypto behave this time around? We'll have to wait and see. But some people are saying $140,000. That's a good prediction, in my opinion. I think $140,000 is possible. 110 to 120, that sounds reasonable. But again, just so we understand, if your target, for example, is 120,000, that means you have to be getting out before you even start getting to 100, 110. You have to be selling on the way up, and then you might leave a small bag of altcoins in case we continue pumping. And the important thing is to mentally prepare ourselves to sell at those levels and to not care afterwards. Because let's say you sell Bitcoin at 120,000, it goes to 180. You're going to be pulling your hair for 5 years until the next bull market. You're going to be stressed out. That's not the way to go about things. So when you sell, that's it, game over. We're waiting for the next bear market, and we're not touching the markets until we sort of see the next bottom for the bear market. And anything that happens after you sell, doesn't concern you. You made your profit. You had a strategy. You adhered to that strategy. If you do that, you're going to be more successful than 90% of the people in the markets, because all of them are going to be either selling randomly, selling at a loss, selling because we're dumping, selling because some celebrity told them to sell, or anything related to those points. But that's it for Bitcoin. That was pretty much everything I wanted to cover. And then in terms of our economic calendar for September, so September 12th is going to be the PPI index, or the producer price index. We're going to take a look at that, and we'll hopefully cover it on the next live stream. That's going to be next week, obviously. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of Bitcoin. So let's see if we have any altcoins to take a look at. Can you take a look at Shrapnel? Was that the Cardano coin? Oh yeah. $4.8 million market cap. Steady downtrend since the March top. And we have a Crypto.com exchange listing. That's good. BingX, KuCoin listing. That's also good. And we have multiple DEXs. Oh, this is the AVAX coin. That's right. I thought this was the Cardano coin, but Shrapnel is the first. Okay, this is the first person shooter. Yeah, I remember looking at this a while ago. Any innovations or any updates to the project since we looked at this last? I believe it was February, March. Let's take a look at the price action anyway. Okay, let's take a look at Shrapnel USD. $13. Is that the correct one? No, that's the wrong one. So it's Shrap. Shrap is the ticket, or the ticker. Sorry, not the ticket. Okay, we don't have it here. We're gonna take a look at TradingView then. Shrap USDT. Let's take a look at the KuCoin chart. Massive downtrend since the listing. We might want to take a look at an older chart just so we can have more data. That's a pretty old one as well, but doesn't have anything. BitGet, Crypto.com, Bitmart. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. And let's take a look at the Uniswap one. Okay, so pretty much all of them are the same. So all of them are the same. No use of having multiple ones at the same time. So let's take a look at the daily, just because there's almost no history. So obviously, massive downtrend since the top in March. We've corrected 95%. Now this is a low cap, so we don't really say that because it's down 95%, it's necessarily a bad project or it cannot recover. But you have to understand that if something keeps dumping without stopping, even when the markets are seemingly recovering, that is not a good sign. Also, what I would look at is I would look at the whales that this project might have. I'd look at the token distribution between those whales, and if any wallets have a big amount of tokens, that's a pretty important factor to look at. But let's see. So we've dumped below the ICO price, or whatever this was, or the listing price. The listing bottom price. So we can just identify a few levels here. But in general, it's just a downtrend. There's not a lot to cover here. So if you're bullish on the project, let's say, and you see this chart, you're either bullish because you know the project is going to do well, it's solving some sort of a problem, or you know the game is going to be popular. That's fine. You can start buying in at the current prices. But if you're not too sure about the project, you haven't done enough research, and you'll see this chart, the best option, not financial advice, but the best option is to stay away and not invest until you're 100% certain that this is something you are comfortable with putting your money in. So we're sitting at bear market bottom prices here, or like all-time lows. So there's pretty much nothing we can do. Now, what we can set up here in terms of our fibs, let's say right now is the bottom, which probably it isn't. We're going to continue dumping on this until the markets recover. We're going to potentially be looking at 95 cents as our target. So that's a 4,600%. So 95 cents. What's the market cap right now for this thing? 4.8. Let's say around $5 million market cap for 2 cents. And we're looking at roughly 50x. So is that like a 2 point? My math is not mathing right now. Is that a $2.5 billion market cap? Oh, sorry, no, $250 million market cap. Yep. There are too many to go through. Cheers, Udemy. Thank you. We'll take a look at everything. And yeah, it's not going to be a long live stream today, unfortunately. But $250 million market cap roughly is what we're looking at for the 95 cents area. But then again, we just have to see demand for this game. Why is this game going to be more popular than some other games? You have to answer those questions for yourself before you invest. So that's for Shrapnel, Render, Fetch, Jupiter, Nosana. Okay, yeah, those are quite a few coins there, but we can take a look at Render, which is something that we... Did they update CoinMarketCap? Okay, there we go. So $1.8 billion market cap, $4.7 on the price action. Okay, so this is the weekly for render. As you can see, we're sitting at the 100 EMA currently. We had a bounce before off of that exact same EMA back in September 2023, and that caused that massive move to the upside. We're looking at something similar over here. The chart is bullish. Render is bullish. So I don't see why this can't continue pumping after this correction. Obviously, bullish narrative, 74% correction. It's not bad at all. And then if we take a look at the level we're at, it is essentially our December 2023 top. So we are coming back down to that level and we are retesting it as support. That is also our support from December 2021 during the previous bull market. So this is a very significant level. And as long as we hold this as support, we should be good for continuation. And let's set up a fib here just to see what we're doing. So we're just above the 0.5 Fibonacci here. That's at $4.20. We already wicked below those prices already, like at the start of August. And I told you anything below $4.50 for render is cheap in my opinion. Yes, this is not going to do like 100x, obviously. But if you're looking for a safe 10, 15, maybe 20x, then render is something to look into. It's below $2 billion market cap, so it's relatively cheap right now. If you're looking for a strong altcoin, then render is something that I'd be looking at. The stochastic is in the oversold, so in the short to mid-term, this is good to buy. Now, if you look at the 100 EMA bounce from August, September last year, which is something that we pointed out already, the stochastic was in the oversold as well, and that's the last time we were in the oversold on this indicator. So is this a situation where we repeat history and we bottom out around the 100 EMA and we move to the upside from here? I don't know. But mathematically speaking, this is a good opportunity to enter just based on the profit potential. So especially if you have been buying render at these all-time high prices at like $14, then right now below $5, it's definitely a good buying opportunity. And let's just take a look at Fetch. Am I missing something? What's going on with CoinMarketCap? Okay, is it the where did Fetch go? Am I missing something? Oh, that's right. Okay. It's the FET and Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. I forgot they changed the name that way. Okay. So we're looking at a 2.6 billion market cap. Full disclosure, I do own this token. I think we bought in at like 50 cents, I want to say, or something, 60 cents. I can't remember exactly, but that was a good entry on Patreon, and we still haven't even broken below that price. So it's performing really well. If we open up the chart here, however, let's take a look at what's going on. And I believe we covered this. We have a video on Fetch. I just open up this for you. If we go to my channel and you go to videos, where's Fetch? I believe we did one. There we go. It's literally through the second to last one. We covered Fetch and we covered the potential wave 4 bottom. So if you want a detailed update on Fetch, then feel free to go to my channel and take a look at that. But just an update from 3 weeks later, we have bounced from that green trend line, which is something that we were talking about during that update on YouTube. So we've moved up since that bottom. That was a good entry price, but we have run into the 20 EMA as resistance. So you lost the 20 EMA initially over here, and now you're coming back up to retest it as resistance, and hopefully we're going to print a higher low here. That is going to be important. So we have this low here. The next low hopefully is going to be somewhere there, or let's say the 100 EMA, or anything above this essentially would be bullish for the price. Now, if we get a bearish cross on the weekly, that would be a confirmation of this downtrend, and that may mean that we are going to be continuing for the foreseeable future. Again, in my opinion, September, October, November, sometime along that 3 months range, we are going to start building towards the next leg up in the bull market. That's just what I think. And the interest rate cuts is definitely going to play a huge role in that. On top of that, we may have some bullish news coming out of nowhere, like Elon Musk saying something about Bitcoin, or whatever, or let's say Tesla starting to accept Bitcoin as payments for their cars. That's going to be huge. That's exactly what caused the 2021 surge in February, I believe it was, or January when they announced it. Now, in terms of buying fetch, again, the same thing applies here that applied for render. This is not going to do 100x, but this is an extremely safe altcoin. I would say the top one AI coin that you can get into. The prices are really good. You're sitting at a 70% correction from the top in March. I believe in a few months, we're probably going to break above that. And people are going to be thinking to themselves, why did I not buy fetch here? Well, it's because they thought fetch was back here just a year ago. So I'm going to wait until it comes back down to that price. But the problem is, a lot of the times it doesn't come back down to that price, and you just end up not investing, and you're essentially sitting on the sidelines with your USDT while everyone is in crypto, and obviously their assets are appreciating. So this green trend line is something that we have been retesting since November 2022. So soon it's going to be a 2-year trend line for us. And the last time we had a bounce off of it, we went into a parabolic move into that March top. From there, we corrected. So the chart looks extremely bullish. If you're looking for a safe altcoin, this is something that I would definitely consider adding to my portfolio. The stochastic just started recovering from the oversold. Again, this is only short to midterm. The RSI is pretty low. Essentially the same values that we were sitting at back in May/June 2023. But of course, the price is higher than that price. So last year we were sitting at 26 cents. Right now we're sitting at $1. And in terms of our expectations for the bull market top, we have $5 as our massive target here for fetch. That is roughly a 5x from the current values. And then we have $14, which is going to be our overextension level, essentially. I would say anywhere between $5 to $14 if you manage to dump your bag anywhere in between that area and you've been entering down here. That is going to be an amazing trade for you. Just make sure not to get married to those coins. Welcome everyone who's joining the live stream. Let's go back to CoinMarketCap. Once again, make sure to check out the Patreon. Anyone who still hasn't, we have a 7-day free trial for all of you guys. You can take a look at my portfolios, take a look at the low caps that we're buying into, and you can take a look at all the podcast episodes, trade alerts, resources. I did show it earlier, but I can show you again. This is just some of the content that we produce there. If you don't want to buy a membership, for example, you can purchase the collection or playlist of the low cap gem videos separately. So we have 91 videos in this playlist, and we have 18 exit strategies at the moment. So essentially, this is my exit strategy for certain altcoins that I'm sharing with my patrons. You can also get that separately, and you have lifetime access to those videos. You don't necessarily have to follow the Patreon itself. But moving on to the next token that we have here, or the next altcoin request. 47 coming of the MFI on the 3-4 day. It will not go up. The VWAP is horrible. I don't know what the second indicator is. Can you take a look at GRT? Let's take a look at GRT. So $1.25 billion market cap. GRT, obviously one of the top AI coins out there in that niche. Let's go to the chart here. The graph against the dollar. Again, reminds me of the fetch chart. Look how similar it is to the fetch chart that we just reviewed. So we can add the same trend line here. Let's see if we can adhere to it. Yeah, that looks pretty accurate. So what we can do is we can add a Fibonacci retracement as well. To be conservative, we can just take this top, right? We can take the November 2021 top because this was the listing pump that we had. So to be conservative, let's just take that, and we have our 3 extension levels over here. So again, the market cap was sitting at $1.248 billion. So let's go to our tools here. Let's go to the coin perspective, and let's go to GRT. So let's take a look at the prices here that we may potentially get to. So the 1.618 Fibonacci level, which is going to be our technical target after we break above this top. So first, we need to break above $1.11. That is going to be our technical target over here after we break above this. That's very important to understand. So if we break above this and we have a nice back test of support, which usually happens, if not, sometimes we can just see a massive breakout. If we have another AI surge like we did back in January 2023 and in March, January 2024. So let's say we get to $7. Let's see what the market cap would look like. So we're looking at a $66 billion market cap here for GRT. That's a 53x from here. Does that look possible in your opinion? It depends on how bullish you are on GRT. So let's be a little more conservative. Let's say $2.50, the 1.272. So $2.50. That's an 18x from the current values. That's a $24 billion market cap, and that's a new technically a retest of the previous all-time high there from February 2021. So that's $2.50, and just for the sake of let's do $3. 28.6. So essentially below $30 billion. I think that is more possible than us getting to $7, obviously. But if you're bullish on GRT, you think it can get to $7, you're free, selling at whatever prices you want to be selling. But even if you're waiting until $7, that doesn't mean that you can't secure some profits at the previous top, at the previous all-time high, at the 1.272, at the 1.414. Don't hold your entire bag until your final target, because we might just get the bear market correction out of nowhere, and then you're stuck for the next few years with your altcoins. That's not what you want to do. So again, this chart is looking amazing. Great buying opportunity right now. Just like Fetch bounced off of the green trend line, I would be expecting the graph to do the exact same thing. So if you missed out on Fetch, this is another altcoin you can get into. Even if you're looking for a short to mid-term trade, you can get in at this green trend line right now that we're retesting. And you can potentially, let's say, sell at the 0.382 or the 20 EMA on the weekly. Just an easy, 32% or 48%, depending on where you want to sell. So that's what I think for I don't own any GRT, unfortunately, but that's what I would be doing if I wanted to get into GRT. If there are too many to go through, no Sana and Jupiter, please. So I literally went through the other two that you did not want to go to, because you initially asked for 4 coins, and I looked at Fetch and Render, but you wanted specifically Nozana and Jupiter. No problem. We'll take a look at them. Let me just go through the other requests, and we'll go through the rest. Dear Hazi, could you analyze HTM DeFi project under Multiverse X umbrella? Thanks. Okay, let's take a look at that. So HTM, I believe this is the right one. Let's go to the About section. Atom has a built complete ecosystem dedicated to fostering DeFi on Multiverse X, offering a range of products designed to shape the landscape, including a lending and borrowing protocol, liquid staking, native stablecoin, and lending as a service, among other ventures. So I am bullish on Multiverse X. Some people say it's the best layer 1 that we have out there. And the market cap for HTM is $11.4 million. Now, what we want to do is we want to compare that with, let's say, if we go into CryptoRank, that's one. So let's do HTM, and let's see what the supply is here. Okay, let's go to vesting. This is something that I recommend you guys do for any coin, because you want to take a look at the vesting schedule. You want to see what is the website not loading through, what is going on. Something's wrong with this website right now. Okay, let's take a look at a different one. We have a few here. Coincarp.com. We've also got HTM. Okay, so circulating doesn't have the circulating supply. We have 100 million total supply and max supply, which is reflected on CoinMarketCap. Do you have anything else? Tokenomics. Okay, so yeah, not really. Let's take a look at the Ether scanner. Should be, or sorry, the Multiverse X Explorer. Market cap 24.8, 50,000 holders. Circulating supply is 36.5%. Let's see if that's reflected here. No, it's not. So essentially the actual supply, or the circulating supply, is, you know, double what we currently have on CoinMarketCap. That's why you have to double check this on either the website of the project or CoinCarp or CryptoRank. So I don't know why CryptoRank is not working. We're going to close that. So that's important to understand. So the market cap is actually double what we're seeing here. It's $24.8 million. So can pause, that's not a good thing. Can freeze and can wipe. That essentially means they can pause any transactions, or that's, I assume that's what it means, because that's the only logical thing it could mean. HTM is the utility and governance token of Hatom, a liquidity protocol that empowers DeFi in the Multiverse X blockchain. So if you're bullish on Multiverse X, this is definitely something that you want to look into. Let's go to the holders exchange. So we only have 2 wallets that have more than 3%. Anything after that is 1.49% or below 0.7%. So it's not terrible, tokenomics. Locked accounts. Okay, so that's, I guess, is the treasury. Investors vesting. Okay. Yeah, that's the vesting, yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't look that bad in terms of the tokenomics. 36% is not a lot. The unlock schedule is something that you want to look into. We're not going to spend too much time on this time around, but let's take a look at the price action chart and let's see. Okay. I don't think, there we go. HTM, Tether, exchange. Okay, let's go there. Is that the accurate price? That is the accurate price. 68 cents, roughly. Let's go to the weekly. Okay. So since that local top, we're down 88%. That's the December 2023 top. We essentially have a double top pattern here. A double M top pattern. We had a neckline over here. And what happened is we dropped below the neckline and the technical target was met. And then some, of course, we dropped even more. But then if you were trading this, you would have been looking for 97 cents as your target. So right now we're running into the 20 EMA as resistance, and there's not a lot to cover. Honestly, this is a new chart, so there's no point in spending too much time. And, you know, we're running into resistance level. We have printed a bottom for now. The local bottom is at around 51 cents. In any case, this is a low cap gem, so I would say anything in this range is a really, really good opportunity for you to get into the project. I haven't done my research into this yet. I'm just going off, the assumption, if you looked into this project and you're just looking at the charts, then based on the charts, this is a good buying opportunity. But I'm going to save this because I want to look into, I'm bullish on Multiverse X. So by default, I would be bullish on any project on Multiverse X, but I just don't know why there is. Okay, we have one DEX, which is the X exchange. That's fine. If there were no DEXs, that would have been worrisome. Can you look at Cidus? We can take a look at Cidus. Cidus is something that I am invested in. Low cap gem, as you can see, it is available on KuCoinGate.io. I think I have it on Gate. Look at the chart. The chart is crazy. Let's see if I can open it up over here. Okay, we've been going on for 36 minutes. We still have some time. So look at this bottom here from 2023. The chart is bullish. Like if you look at the CoinMarketCap chart, it doesn't look that bullish if you go to all time. If you actually take a look at the weekly chart, you turn on the logarithmic scale, you can see that it's actually pretty decent. The chart is doing pretty good. What we can do is we can identify a nice support area over here. So this was our resistance back in 2022, 2023. Then we broke above it at the end of 2023. And right now we're coming back down to retest that as support. So this is a great opportunity for anyone to get into Cidus. Full disclosure, I do own Cidus, so I am bullish on the project. And if I had the opportunity to enter right now, I would definitely do that. So take a look at this green block based on these touches and this touch over here. So just to give you the prices, it's between 0.00305 to 0.00219. That's the range that you're looking at. If we set up a fib here, we're just in the golden pocket there, between the 0.5 and the 0.618. So it all lines up nicely. And then let's say we bottom out around at, let's say this is our local bottom. We're going to be looking at 4 cents by the end of this bull market at the very least, or we can even look at 8 cents here. So from the current prices, that is going to be, or almost 9 cents. That's going to be a $3,290 million market cap if we go to the coin perspective and we take a look at a potential 9 cents price. So that would be a slightly below $1 billion market cap, 35x from the current prices. I think that's pretty doable. At the peak, by the peak of the bull market, we can definitely do that, in my opinion. I wouldn't set up any crazy predictions, guys, for any token, generally speaking, because it's not smart being over bullish, being overconfident in projects, because anything can happen at any time. If you overinvest or you only invest in one project, just understand that the risk is far bigger than investing into multiple projects. So make sure you invest only into good, top-notch projects that are definitely, 99% not a scam. Hello, Izzy. Can you look at Orion and Sushi? Let's take a look at Orion. So let's take a look at. Again, Orion Protocol, the chart is looking better than, let's say, Polkadot's chart, Cosmos Atoms chart. The chart is looking really good. Not ideal, of course, not ideal, but it's still way better than. So this area here is going to be our massive support, because that was a very strong resistance level back in 2022 and 2023. Similar thing to the previous chart, we broke above it at the end of 2023, and now we're coming back down to retest it as support. So we can start consolidating around $1, and then we could have our next move to the upside. So if we, apply a Elliott wave structure here, then we would be looking at something like this. So right now we're looking at our wave 2 bottom From there, we go into our wave 3, wave 4 correction, and then our wave 5, whatever, whatever the prices may be there. So you can apply this to any chart. So right now, we have a really good entry into Orion. The market cap is low. The stochastic on the weekly is quite low. So even if you're looking for a short-term trade, this is a good entry. Okay. Yeah, so the RSI as well, if you take a look at the RSI here, we ran into these levels when we ran into the resistance on the price action chart. If you compare the price action chart here with the RSI, and now we're coming back down from above to those same prices there, or values on the RSI. And generally speaking, when the RSI is below the index of 50, that is a good, a good time to start dollar cost averaging. This was an even better time. When we were sitting down here, any TA video that we were doing, if I saw this RSI sitting there, if I saw the stochastic doing that, if I saw the price action doing that, then it's, it's always time to dollar cost average. Right now, it's not as lucrative, but it's still pretty early and a pretty good entry. So Orion is a good entry right now. If we take a look at Sushi Protocol, and if we set up a Fibonacci here for Orion, keep in mind the circulating supply for Orion has changed. So the previous all-time high was $26. If we get to $26 right now, the market cap is going to be way different. So I just want to, oh, we don't have Orion protocol here. Okay, that's a shame. So the market cap was sitting at 580, roughly $600 million. And if we do a 10x from here, we get to $10. We're going to be sitting at a $360 million market cap. If we get to $20, we're going to be sitting at a $720 million market cap. So not even getting back to the same price, we're already sitting above the market cap there. So above the $600 million market cap. So just understand that even if we get to 27, let's say the previous all-time high, the market cap is already going to be way above the previous all-time high in terms of market cap. So it takes more money if we have more coins in circulation. Orion, my entry is at $1.45. That's a great entry. That's a pretty good entry. Still very low. You can dollar cost average in right now. I believe on Patreon we were entering at 70 cents or something, 70, 80 cents, I believe. But let's take a look at Sushi. Sushiswap market cap 145 million. So almost the entire total supply is out in circulation, but I don't think there is a cap on the supply. So that's something to keep in mind. Depends on their inflation. Okay. So Sushiswap is not doing as good as some of the other altcoins we've reviewed today. We're sitting very close to our bottom prices from October 2023. We definitely do not want to be losing. As you can see, we did wick below that area already, or we actually closed the candle below our October bottom. So that can be forgiven if we just start reversing from here. But if we continuously start printing candles below that level, we start hitting the green block as resistance, then we could be looking at lower prices until the altcoin season arrives. So your minimal target to the downside would be 38.5 cents based on the fib here from the top in March this year to the bottom in October last year. We're looking at a minimum of 38.5 cents for Sushiswap. That's going to be uncharted territories, because if you look at the bottom from October 2020, we're sitting at the exact same prices. So this is a very crucial area for us. Let me actually extend this. And well, yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit lower here, but you get the idea. It's still in the same area, it's still in the same zone. And then the 100 EMA was acting as resistance back in March. That kept us down. So generally speaking, the chart is not horrible, but it's not good. This is not a chart that I would be bullish at necessarily. Even though some of my altcoins are performing like this, like Polkadot, it's doesn't mean it's a bad project. It just means the chart doesn't look bullish at the moment. And then we have a bit of a sideways channel there. Yeah, so that's Sushiswap. Let's see if we have anything else. I do want to cover at least one of the tokens that Liam wanted us to look at. We're already past 45 minutes. Okay, so let's take a look at Nosana. Nosana USD. And let's take a look at Nosana here. I've never heard of Nosana before, by the way. $85 million market cap. Is this a near project or something? This is a Solana coin. Okay, that's a massive pump there. Radium Gate, Crypto.com, Kraken. So a few good exchanges there. That's a pretty good list of exchanges. Where's the website? So what is this? Powering the AI revolution. The most cost-effective GPU grid with zero lock-in, developed and customized for AI inference workloads. Consumers, miners, and businesses can monetize their idle hardware by becoming a Nosana node, powered by Solana and the NOS token. Interesting. A Solana AI coin. That is pretty good. The market cap is still quite low. We have 50% circulating supply, roughly 50%. I like the website. Environment-friendly alternative. This is obviously something that would get a lot of, big projects involved. Whenever it's green, then they would obviously, for the sake of keeping a good name for themselves and keeping their reputation, they would try to get involved only with, eco-friendly or green projects. With the world's data centers consuming more power than the entire UK and contributing to greenhouse gas emissions, it is time for a change. Nosana utilizes the spare compute of the masses, providing an eco-friendly alternative to using big data centers. Let's take a look at their Twitter here. 50K followers. What a blast, hosting an epic karaoke party during Korea Blockchain Week. Okay, Nosana. It seems like the team isn't... Is the team doxed here? Yeah, there we go. The team is doxed. Well, I'm going to look deeper into this project. Thank you for mentioning that to me. Appreciate it. So $1.77. So this is the correct chart. Look at this explosion. We were sitting at a cent. Oh my God. 70,000% to the upside. That is crazy. Did any of you get into this down here? Okay. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous move to the upside. So, okay. So we have a channel down pattern here. For now, I would say you can start dollar cost averaging. We've corrected approximately, like I said, 78%. The total correction was 87.5%. So you can start building your position at the current values. But then if we continue dumping, you can buy more tokens. That's what I would be doing. I'm definitely going to look into this project because the market cap is still low. The potential is there. It's an AI project, GPU computing. Plus, it's... on Solana, which is one of the hottest coins out there at the moment. So I would say this is a good pick. I'm just going to have to look deeper into the project. But thank you very much for sharing that with us. I can't really give any price predictions for that too, because it's just a new project. We can't, it can do a 50x, it can do a 40x from here. Romaisa Seed. Hopefully I said that right. No problem. Hopefully, did you get into GRT? Let me know what's your average buy into GRT. We're in what? Not sure what you're referring to. Okay, let's take a look at. Okay, Jupiter. We're not going to have enough time for Jupiter, my friend. I'm sorry. Have you looked into, do you think GTO can hold the low or going below $1? I've never heard about that from. Oh, is this Cheeto? I think I've heard about it. Yeah. Sideways. It's a relatively new project listed on Binance already. So I think, hold on, let's see if I can find it. It's Cheeto staked. It's not the one that we're looking for here. Okay. So I think this, like, the way to ask this question, in my opinion, would be, or a better way to do this, because I'm not here to tell you if I think the project can dump or whatever it can get to. What I'm trying to do is, in case we have a pump, these are the levels you can look at. In case we have a crash, these are the levels you can also look at in order to buy. Whether this is going to break below $1 or not is something that I can't answer, especially since I don't know anything about the project. So that's just an important thing. So Jetto Network is a major contributor to the Solana ecosystem through Jitsol, liquid staking pool, and its collection of MEV products. Users can exchange their SOL for Jetto SOL. In return, holders maintain SOL's liquidity and DeFi opportunities while earning yield from staking. So essentially, it's a yield farming project. Maximum extractable value describes profit opportunities attributable to the specific order of transaction execution. So the circulating supply is sitting at 12.6% out of the 100 or 1 billion total. And then keep in mind, January 2025, or rather December 2024, we're going to start a very, very steep incline in terms of token unlocks. So what I would say is, if you want to get into this now before December 2024, because once we start getting those unlocks, and let's say the project isn't performing as well, the price is just going to keep tanking, because when there's selling pressure but there's no new buyers, the price is going to be going down. So just keep that in mind, my friend. It is listed on Binance and Coinbase and OKX and Kraken. So there are ways that you can easily access this token. However, just keep in mind that the unlock schedule is going to kick off December 2024. In terms of buying, you can definitely look at the current prices for a buying opportunity. It's essentially a simple chart. There's nothing major going on here, no massive corrections, no massive uptrends. It's just sideways for the most part. There may be like a resistance trend line that we can outline here. So once we break that resistance trend line and we have some volume coming in, then we could potentially say we're going to be breaking out. And if we even break past the previous local tops there, that could be a sign that we are reversing the trend. But as of right now, we have like some sort of a descending triangle over here. So once we get to the apex of this pattern, we might have a breakout there in store for us. Or if the markets turn bearish, it's going to be, a break to the downside. But these are definitely good buying opportunities. So these are a few levels you can eyeball. but this is another Solana project. I'm going to save it to look into it later. Thank you for that suggestion, my friend. And thank you all for being on the live stream. We still have a few coins. We're probably going to do... Okay, we have 3 more coins. We have FTM, Meta Hero, and Celestia. So we're going to do all of those. If you haven't seen the entire live stream, you can go back, start it from the beginning. We covered Bitcoin. We covered lots of altcoins in this live stream. There might be some altcoins that you're holding. Make sure to check the entire live stream out after we're done here. So let's take a look at FTM. 2020 and 2021 was a big year for FTM. Right now we're sitting at $1 billion market cap. Let's go to Phantom against the US dollar. Okay, again, the chart reminds me of the Fetch chart and the GRT chart that we've seen before already. So what we're going to do, so that's a really good support block for us. I believe we've done a few Phantom videos on our channel. So the issue is sometimes the charts get cleaned up and the system just deletes all the drawings. So I have to reattach them. That's why some of the charts don't have anything on them and I'm starting from scratch. So usually I have to go back to my videos and see what I have added before so that we can, continue looking at the same indicators and being consistent with the levels. But looking at the FTM chart, we broke above the August 2022 high. We broke above the February 2023 high. So that was a really good sign of strength. We dumped 77.5% in total. However, right now we are sitting at a 68.6% correction. So this is an amazing opportunity to start dollar cost averaging into FTM if you still haven't. We're right there in the golden pocket between the 0.5 and the 0.618. Great buying opportunity for anyone looking to get into FTM, especially if your average is somewhere around, $1.50, $2. These are going to be really good prices to look at. Of course, it's not as low as we were back in October last year, but still, this is still pretty cheap. $1 billion market cap, you're looking at a 10 to 20x here with FTM. Another safe altcoin for you to look at. What we can also do is we can add a Fibonacci retracement from the bear market bottom to the bull market top. So just like that. And we're looking at $7.48. So from the current values, that is going to be a 19x, like a slightly less than a 20x essentially. But that's what you're looking at for FTM. Now we have Meta Hero, $9.7 million market cap. So we have 50% out in circulation. Again, double confirm because CoinMarketCap a lot of the times gets these tokenomics very, very wrong. So make sure you double confirm that so you're aware of what the actual market cap and the actual circulating supply is. Make sure you know what the vesting schedule is, because if we have a very aggressive vesting schedule and it kicks off next month and you just bought the coin, you're going to be under a lot of selling pressure if there isn't enough demand that's going to outweigh the selling pressure. So make sure you understand that. And let's take a look at the Meta Hero chart. What's the ticker there? It's Hero. We've definitely looked at it before. So Hero, USD, let's do that. Yep. Let's go to the weekly. Interesting chart. Not a very bullish chart, but a very interesting chart. So we had a massive dump there. I would assume lots of tokens have been added into circulation since then. So what we had here is we had an ascending support trend line that we broke below, unfortunately. Actually, we can just do a, well, we can't really, that's fine. But we broke below this support. We wicked above it a few times here from below, but it's not showing any signs of strength here because we haven't really broken above this February 2023 top. We just briefly wicked above it and then corrected and had a massive dump. Massive dump all the way down to 73% essentially. It's not, it's not horrible, but it is a pretty significant correction, and we're kind of going sideways here since the end of June. So if you're still bullish on the project, you know where you're putting your money, then these are really good prices. Obviously, it's below our bottom prices there from September 2022. So we set up a fib here from the top in March this year to the bottom in October last year. Our technical target is sitting at the 1.618, or is it, sorry, the 1.618, and the price is 0.001439. We already got to the minimal target, which is the 1.272. So we could be looking at the 1.414, which is in between them. If you want to set up buy limit orders in advance for all of these levels, feel free to do that. Well, we're already below the 1.272, but you can still target the other two levels. But the chart doesn't look very good. The chart doesn't look very good. Thank you for the FTM analysis. No problem, my friend. I appreciate you appreciating the analysis. And the last but not least, we're going to do Celestia. Okay, so this is the TIA token, and yeah, I believe a lot of tokens have been added to the circulation here. Now let's take a look at the chart. So if we go to all time, we got to essentially 20 bucks. That was a $3.3 billion market cap. So what we can do is we can go here, type in Celestia in the coin perspective, and let's say we get back to $20. This is going to be a $4.2 billion market cap. So you can see how the market cap is going to be larger, even though it's going to be the same price. That is because there are more coins in the circulation of the project. And taking a look at Celestia, we covered it before, as you can see. So we give you a support block between $4.79 down to $4.50. We broke below that, unfortunately. We broke below that, yeah. Okay, so we're going to keep that trend line there just in case we manage to run into it later on. But potentially what we could be getting here is some sort of a falling wedge pattern. It's a bullish reversal pattern. We might get something like that. We just need to see this bottom playing out, but we can definitely see a falling wedge in there. So once you get closer to the apex, you'll have a very high chance of a potential breakout. And that could be the end of this massive downtrend for Celestia. Until then, if you're bullish on the project, great buying opportunity. This is like one of the first deepen projects that was really popping off, I believe, to the best of my memory. And this was airdropped to Cosmos stakers. Let's take a look at, let's take a look at the weekly just real quick, because it's a new project. I don't really like looking at the weekly chart, but yeah, you can see how on the weekly this looks even nicer, the falling wedge. So yeah, it's just a matter of the markets reversing. If we drop below $2 and the listing price here, that is going to be a big deal. So do the VCs want to see this token below the listing price? That's a very big question. I would say if they're bullish on the project, they're probably not going to allow that. Maybe just a brief retest, because lots of them probably sold over here and they have another chance to buy over here. So feel free to look into all of the projects that we've mentioned already. Feel free to leave a like to support us. Feel free to share the live stream or the channel with anyone who is potentially going to benefit from all of these coins and from the information that is being shared. Once again, feel free to take a look at our Patreon that's linked down below in the description. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for the comments and the suggestions. Really appreciate it. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Harry, hey there, Harry. Are you the same Harry from the Telegram chat? Looking fresh, nice. It's my normal haircut. It's just because I have two screens now, so I have to look the other way sometimes to read the comments. It looks like it's a new haircut. It really isn't. It's just my normal haircut, but thank you anyway. Lift the 99%. There we go. So make sure to check out our Telegram chat. We have lots of smart people like Harry, who's dropping his analysis of Bitcoin as well. Different from the thumbnail. That is true. It is different from the thumbnail. Let's take a look at the thumbnail. It is different, yeah. Because here it's obviously kind of made nice, but yeah. We're probably going to get new thumbnails soon, as in the new stock images or whatever you want to call them. Good stream. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Harry. Appreciate having you in our community. Appreciate everyone joining in. Stay tuned for a live stream tomorrow. Stay safe, guys, and take care.